After his demise, someone tried to try the house, to jump over the wall, to bury him to see whether the house is still strong. So the moment he jumped over there, he started defecating.
Till now?
He defecated until the defecation covered him.
Hello lovely people, my name is Alan Calvin. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are making a trip to the Volta region. The Volta region has a lot of tourist sites which I feel like have been really underexplored. And so today we are going to Keta. We want to explore the beaches, the beautiful beaches. We want to talk to some of the people in the town and get to know the people, get to know the culture, get to know how it is like. So follow me on my trip. I hope you get to enjoy this trip, and trust me, I know after this video you will want to visit Keta. So come with me. Thank you all. I entreat each and every one of you watching this. Keta Emancipation Beach is a place you have to visit before the year ends. I got to realize that it's not a place that you only come to have fun, but it's a place for a great spiritual awakening. It's a place you can talk to God and have a spiritual deep reflection, because I realized the serenity and the beauty of God, of nature, is all over the place. When you come here, all you see is God and His wondrous works. Keta, some of the indigenes call it Keta, is a town cradled by the Atlantic Ocean, so serene and timeless. Keta is not just a town, it is a witness to triumph and tragedy, to culture, resistance, and survival. Hidden in plain sight are structures that have defied time, buildings over a century old, still standing firm against the elements. Schools, churches, residences, and merchant shops still thriving with trade, but their bricks whisper of a more complex past, one that the town itself may have tried to forget. Walking along the beaches of Keta lays evidence of something far more sinister: a slave fort. A dungeon, a holding cell, a dark space where human lives were shackled, battered, and broken.
Most of the forts and castles in Ghana were built close to the ocean. But this one, Prince's time, was built about 3 to 4 miles away. So where you've seen the sea, it used to be 3 to 4 miles away from here. So erosion started destroying Keta from 1907. 1907. Incidentally, that was the same year the port of Harbour in Jamaica was also destroyed.
Wow.
So our forefathers believe there's a spiritual link to that. It continued until 1980. That was the first time part of the fort was destroyed. By 1999 to 2000, so 2/3 of the whole fort submerged. So this is the route that you use for coming here somewhere here. So currently it's extended to the shoreline. And these two rooms were the one at the top where the governor stood and looked from the female section. Yeah. And this was the money which were used by our forefathers. Yeah. So all the tribes use it. So we call it Hochi. If you're rich, Hochito. Yeah. But some say Hokri. Yeah, especially those from the northern part of the water region. But accounts or Ashantis, they call this CDA. So this is where we have the name Ghana CD also derived its name from. So 300 of these was equivalent to one male slave, 500 to a female slave, all those things. So you see over here, so this is how the fort part of it is. Over there, that's how.
Oh, a real picture.
Yeah, so the picture glass. So some of them by trying to escape, they use dogs to drag them down. So if they call them, they put these shackles on their neck. So we call it kunyo.
Yes?
Kunyo.
Kunyo.
Meaning death is better.
These are you and you're wishing to die.
Yeah, it is. So they use this scale to weigh the slaves, to test the weight of the sheep. So those who are not at the required weight were left behind, waiting for another sheep to come. But still, if they realize those slaves could not be sheep, they call them the weak slaves.
The weak slaves.
The weak slaves.
The weak slaves. Which are able to body the
Yes, sheep. Yeah. So if the second one can still realize they will not, then they stay behind.
Do you imagine the kind of feeling that you'll be going through your mind if you're convicted, like confined?
Yeah. This is where they cook for the enslaved Africans. You know, before corn mill or blender, stones were used for grinding corn, maize in those days. So today the small ones were used for pepper. So this one, they use it to grind corn in those days. So we call it ete, we call this one tevinu. So that is why in those days, in Abel and as woman married, she was going to her husband's home. She needed this stone. So if she's divorced the man, as she was coming back home, then the parents will remind her, say, oh, you are not born in a hotel, that she. So if she stayed with her parents, another man saw her, he was interested to marry her. And they will say, you via hotel, meaning she had married before. So someone who married, divorced, and remarried again become hotel dito. Yeah. So the word was corrupted to become hotel prostitution. So even you can see how our forefathers, even though they have their own way of naming things in those days. For instance, when the corn mill was introduced, they say, well, how do you name that one? Then they just say, this is ete. Then they say gate, the iron of this type. So our forefathers in those days were scared to embrace the religion because of what happens in the Bible. When they came, this is where they lodged at first. So they believe it's another way of trying to enslave them. So majority of them refused to embrace the religion. So those who accepted it, then the whole community or your family will stand against you. By saying, oh, Miawega, you vote, Blechia.
Because
it now turns to Abrochi. It's from the Ewe language. The root is from the Ewe.
the Abrochi is from the Ewe language.
Yeah, Blauwachi. What was Abrochi?
That was Ablochi.
Ablochi.
Okay, the Keta Slave Fort government. And then when they brought the same place.
Yeah.
So it was difficult for the people to accept the new God.
Yeah. So Bamaro Sagoma, we upload. Uju Frank, we now sister you go or you Ablochi or blow about each other. Go inside this one. Yeah. Yeah, the punishment room.
I'm scared to
Oh, go. Feel it. So this is one of the remaining male dungeons we have in here, which takes more than 100 slaves. And sometimes because of the suffering they went through, they try to use their fingernails to dig holes. They thought maybe they would have their way out of this place. But if you look at the wall, it was very thick, so most of them couldn't escape. So those who died...
using fingernails.
Yeah, exactly. So those who died, they used the stretcher to carry them and bury them outside. Mostly they give them mass burial. So between 1658, 10 to 15 million enslaved Africans. So those are the surviving ones. So for example, they took about 10 slaves from Salaga slave market and they were brought here. The waiting period here is between 8 to 9 weeks. So before they reach their destination, out of each 10 slaves, only 3 or 4 will survive. So if you can get the total number of slaves, then times 3 or times 4. So you can imagine the pressure on these forts. And if you look at our landscape today, Volta region is the only region that links to the other regions. And then those are the easiest way of transporting slaves is water transport. And most of the rivers also link to the Volta region, like Black River, Kwati River, Oti, Volta River, and so on. So all the slaves, that's why even the Ashantis brought their slaves down to our coastline. So that's why sometimes you can hear strange noises coming out from this room. So, especially in the afternoon. So this here used to be a tunnel.
Gate of no return.
Yeah. So from there, you pass through underground tunnel and straight. So this way, yeah, straight about miles they go. So this is where they started corrupting their names and so on and so forth. So you can see the materials they use in constructing this fort. They use oyster shells. And these yellowish bricks were brought from Denmark.
From Denmark.
Exactly. So when they took the slaves, when the ship was coming back, they used it to ballast the ship. So where they brought it from, that's why we have the name Prinsenstein, meaning the stone of the prince.
The stone of the prince.
Exactly, the home of the prince.
Only this one.
Yeah. So each of these take between 20 to 30 enslaved Africans. So the moment they were brought in here, they remain in chains and shackles. That is why most of the gates were sloped. Even the water they pour, it goes through, they leak it. Even the food were thrown to them, they ate on the floor. Because the Beatles are some of the spiritually, they are very spiritually strong and so on. So they have to subdue them. Yeah.
That's deep.
Very deep.
And you see, because we were not able to write,
Right out, tell us outside of the
they
history.
are now
Telling us this.
our story.
How
Which
is that?
is so different from the way we.
Yeah, want it.
Your own story has been enacted.
Yeah.
But I can see some things on the wall as if it's scratchy.
Yeah, they scratch all the walls. So you know they are from different tribes and so on. Each and every one of them with its powers and so on, yeah.
So some of them might have died in this.
A lot died. A lot of them died. Those who died were more than the surviving ones.
Those who die are always more than survivors.
Exactly. Just imagine even from how they so you see the local people, some of them who found themselves in here before they were finally shipped, they have a sad song they'll be singing. Klinwanume dorovo arajage. Mendo klinwanume dorovo arajage jimalapo nagubo. So the song that they are beholding the wharf, we have come face to face with the reality on the ground. Koto Safi, one of the enslaved, if you have a tear to share, better started sharing it now, or rather retreat.
But can we say that slavery was a very turning point in the history of Africa, because with all their powers, nobody was able to save themselves.
They fought. I don't want to go deeper. You will not go today. So let me start if you go to Accra, for instance, there's a town called Labadi. The original name is La. Yeah, but why Labadi? Because in those the British intended to put up a fort, so which the people opposed, but they realized these people were using gun and cannons, so they want to use their intelligence to outwit them. So they allowed them, say, okay, build it. Nobody should talk about anything. So after they dug the foundation, so at night, you know, in Africa we have herbs. When it dry, your sweat, you touch it, you'll be itching you all day. So it was spread at night inside the foundation. So early in the morning, when they came around to work on them, because there's water, they touch it, then they'll be scratching their body. So people continue doing that, and known to them what these people, they tried to find out, but still they couldn't. So I don't want to say, they could not build the fort anymore. People are bad. So the same place to even Togbi Jukutu Tenge was captured and brought here.
Togbi Jukutu
Tenge from Anyaku.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He was a very heavy man.
Yeah, he's the army commander at the time in Angola. Very, very powerful man.
So in those days, the army commanders.
Yeah, they are very, very powerful. So he was brought here, and then, you know, the reason why he allowed himself to be captured, because 3 prominent citizens of Angola were captured and sent to Accra, Christianborg. So the governor at the time was Governor Q. Yeah, so he was brought here, and then early in the morning you see him disappear and go out. There's a chief over here, but anytime we put him down, he just got out. But he's not fighting them. So how could you put someone in here, then he will disappear and go out? So bring him to Accra. So a ship was sent from Accra, and the name of that ship is Ferrisburg ship.
What?
Ferrisburg ship. Yeah. So they took him. So according to the news spread in Angola, in Everland, that Togbi was taken away. So around dawn, you know, he has some say he's a brother, but others say he's a friend. They always look for herbs and so on. So he was in the bush looking for herbs before he heard water. So he ran to Keta from Anyaku. Then he went to the sea, and then to remove his calico, which he was wearing, and kneel down to the earth and chant a spiritual word. And the ship was brought back to Keta. So they knew Togbi was doing all this. They said, Togbi, what again? He said, no, you took me away without informing my people. So I want to talk to them. So they brought him out, but they were not seeing the man because he disappeared. So Togbi bounced the earth. Then he came out and said, then asked him, why did you do that? So he said, he doesn't know why they took him. He said, no, he allowed himself to be taken away. So now they went back aboard the ship. Now the ship refused to move.
These are stories that we never documented.
Yeah. Some wrote it in their books anyway.
When people hear them, they think it's fairy tale.
No, it's not fairy tale. It's not fairy tale. So they asked him, told me what again? He said he forgot about his smoking pipe at Anyaku. So we go for it. He said no. With the chain, he disappeared and went there.
They really wanted to take him.
Yeah, he himself wanted to go. Yeah. So when they by some film, he came back again. So because what he did before they took him away, he went there to refortify himself. So when he reached there, the first day he disappeared and came out, and the third day, Governor Q asked him, why are you doing this? He said, you captured 3 of my people from Atoko. I want to see them before I talk to you. So they were brought out. When the moment they came, said no, 2 of them should be on his right hand, he should hold his calico. So the one should be on the left. So as you were about to shake the governor, then
Just disappear.
with all of them. So he came to Atoko. So the news where they chased him. Immediately he reached Atoko, he went to the cheapest to look for gunpowder and then all that is for libation. So at the time the lagoon was dry. You see where the bridge is, Savietula, where the bridge is, that's where he poured the libation. And water came, he used the spiritual cloth to walk on it to Anyaku. So now they realized they could not fight this man. Because they knew the Evers always in the East as a troublesome people. Because they are not conquerors like other tribes. Wow. So they traced him, sent a delegation. Now, Toby, now we saw you're a peaceful man, so and so. They tried to convince him that no, we want you to become the paramount chief of the whole land. Then he told them no, in their land they don't do that. His duty was to protect the people and not to take the title. This is how he got angry and went to Gliji in Togo.
This is how come you can get loyal Ewe people. If Ewes are loyal, they are very loyal.
Loyal. No. That's why it's still impacted on the people up to today.
Yeah.
So he went to Gliji. You know, in those days they have a tradition. For instance, if you are from I want some place to stay for some time. You give me demarcate a land for me. So the chief of Gliji told him, no, around here where my people live, there's no place. The only place I have is a forest. The reason why, even in that forest, there's a problem. There's a spirit, she's a female. But anytime she was coming out, she came in the form of crocodile. So any new baby born in my community will be eaten by that crocodile. So that's the problem with that forest. So, I would rather prefer there in the forest rather than here. You understand? So he went 3 days, he killed the crocodile. He killed the spirit. So now they send a delegation that he should come back. So that's why today if you go to Anyaku, you see the head of the crocodile on top of his family house is there. So when he came back, he said, no, what do you want? He said, I want my people to be free. I don't want you to enter in any territory to disturb my people. So that's how the 36th state of Amro was created.
36th state of
Amro was created. So even around 1907 that way, after his demise, someone tried to actually try the house, to jump over the wall, to bury him to see whether the house is still strong. So the moment he jumped over, then he started defecating.
Till now?
He defecated until the defecation covered him. They have the picture over there. His royal house. So it's not that people, that's what I say, the Airways they were not conquerors because they even fought down to Akwamu. But what happened after the war ends, then they will invite all the community, then allow them to select someone who will lead them. They believe it's a trusted person. Then they will come back, they will coil back to their place. Wow. So like their conquerors, they will have many kingdoms. Many kingdoms. So the tribes also fought, They fought back.
It wasn't like not again at all.
No, they fought back. They fought. But even in the history book, they tell the Africans were solely their own people. But they told us the reason why they were selling the people. You just wake up and sell your son or your daughter. It's because of the gun.
Wow.
You understand? It's because of the gun.
The feeling I had after doing all this, going to the slave fort, it was so surreal. Going through all the dungeons and the slave rooms, how they were treated and all that. Standing on the weighing scale, they had to weigh slaves for them to board the ship. Well, I didn't know if I should cry. It was just too much emotions. And I'm surprised that I come from this part of the country and I didn't really get to know this story. It made me so emotional that people had to be treated like that. People had to go through all that, the inhumane treatments. And so I will urge people to come around, come and experience it for yourself. Come know your history. Like today, I never heard, I never knew it was part of our history. The beach close to the fort is so healing that you can come here and lodge, write your book, write your script, think about life, enjoy the serene environment. So I'll urge people to come around. Come to Keta, close to the Emancipation Beach. There's so much. You will realize that we have deep, rich history that we don't know of.